everybody. I hope you are having a fabulous Friday. I have another video for you today, so that's cool. A heritage video. Check out this stitched background. If you want to see how I created this, I'll leave a link to the video below. I did a step-by-step tutorial over on a Cherry on Top's YouTube channel. I'm going to be using this beautiful iCrafter stencil. We're going to play with that masking paper that I purchased from a Cherry on Top's shop, and then we're also going to play with our Cottage Fields collection from Simple Stories. And we're going to do a heritage page. This page turned out so beautiful. And again, if you want to learn and see how I made that stitched background, I will leave a link to the video below. That's over on a Cherry on Top's YouTube channel. So what I'm going to start out doing is I'm going to go ahead and flip through the 6x8 paper pad that goes with this collection, and I'm going to grab this multicolored paper, primarily because it has all three of the colors that we are going to be working with right there in one pattern. So I'm trimming my photo down to exactly 4x4. That gives it a little nice white border, and that's totally fine with me. I liked the idea how it separates from that busy pattern. What makes that really easy is then I don't have to really mess with the mat. The mat's going to be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and it's going to work perfectly because I cropped the photo down to 4x4. I am going to go ahead and adhere my photo to the photomat. This is a picture of my great-grandmother. It would have been, she was born in 1910 in the fall, and so I think this photo probably would have been taken in 1910 as well because she's pretty little still in that photo. So now I'm going through all of the different die cuts, and I'm going to do a tone-on-tone clusters. I'm going to do tone-on-tone clusters. So I'm going to go through all these both of the die cut packs, and I'm pulling those minty green flowers. I'm pulling some of the pink flowers, and then there weren't a lot of yellow flowers. There were more in the sticker pack than in the die cut packs, but that's okay because I'm going to go ahead and go through the sticker book too. So I'm just kind of going through all these die cuts and picking out the ones that match the colors I've used to stitch this background with. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of tuck them in and around. I don't want to cover up, oodles of this stitching. I think I want, you definitely want to be able to see it. But I do want to kind of add like a little bit of a wreath or a cluster around my photos. So I'm just going through, I decided I like that bigger butterfly better, and it kind of matches the size of the large green butterfly. Now I'm going to pull in that second die cut pack and go through it as well. The first one is all the floral ephemera, and this one's called I think Bits and Pieces. So I'm not adhering anything down yet, and some things are going to change as I flip through my die cut packs, and that's okay. It doesn't have to stay this way. This is kind of a very fluid type of a layout design, and it can kind of just be different as I go through all of my different embellishments and choose the ones I want to use. And then here's where I'm kind of going through that die cut pack again because I really wanted to see if I could find some more yellow flowers, but there really weren't any. So I took just a little sticky off of this layered sticker, and I'm trying to decide if I want it right there or not. And at the end of the day, I do, and that's where it stays. I have to tell you, when I did my unboxing and I looked at everything, those layered stickers were not something I thought I would use. I thought I'd find them hard to use, but I'm using them on every page I make, so I'm really glad that I went ahead and got them. So I've got my sticker book out now, and I am just going to flip through it. I also grabbed my Get and Sticky With It notebook from Rock Your Notebook, and I'm going to go ahead and pull the stickers that I want out of the sticker book that I think I might use and place it into the Get and Sticky With It book, which is just a notebook made of sticker paper, and it's really, really a great tool to have for something like this. I have gone ahead and I'm starting to pull all of the dies off that I want to use. I'm going to spell out my grandmother's name and my great-grandmother's name and the year she was born. And I wanted to show you how I am doing this because I am going to be very careful with these adhesive sheets. They are not cheap, and I don't want to waste any of them. So I laid out all of my letter dies that I want to use. I'm going to, I marked with a pencil what size of a sheet of paper I needed. And I'm going to trim this 6x8 sheet of paper down so that the sheet of paper is just exactly what I need to be able to adhesive back and die cut my letters. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this number paper. Now that I have both of those strips of paper cut down, I'm going to put a little bit of my tape runner on the back of the pattern paper, just a little bit, just to hold it steady for me. And then I'm going to put those two papers down. I'm going to grab my scissors and trim around it. So the adhesive backed paper I'm only trimming and I'm only using what I need to die cut my letters. This adhesive paper worked really well and it was really nice to work with. And I enjoyed it because my fingers didn't end up getting so like gooey and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to trim out the exact section of the adhesive back paper, and I kept this part of the video unsped up so you could really see what I was doing. And so once I have these paper strips separated, so I have two paper strips, I can then pull the pattern paper off and start adhering the adhesive to the back of them. Now, I will tell you right now, I was having a really bad joint day. So my joints were really stiff and they hurt quite a bit. So I did struggle a little bit to get the backing paper off of this adhesive, but that had nothing to do with the adhesive. If you're nervous about that, I'll be using it again and again. So you'll definitely see me, but the paper comes off pretty easy. It was just that my hand just wasn't working well that day. So, for those of you who may not know, I have lupus, and my lupus affects my cartilage and my joints. So some days my hands work really well, and some days, like today, like the day that I shot this and created this layout, I was moving slow. Okay, so I am just taking some old washi tape from my stash, and I am attaching the dies back onto that pattern paper. I die cut them, and now I have all of my die cut letters ready to go off to the side, and they're stickers, which makes them super easy to adhere to my page. I'm going to use tearaway tape from Spiegel Mom Scraps to do all of my adhering. So my photo, all those die cuts, I am going to use the tearaway tape because it is super sticky. I didn't want to use a wet glue because I didn't want the wet glue to, didn't want it to warp. And I thought if I put that wet glue over my stitching and then onto the paper, I'm going to need a lot of it. And I don't like the way that wet glue plays with thread. So, but this tearaway tape was super sticky and it stuck really well. It worked really, really well for this. So once I had the flowers kind of on there, I'm then going to go ahead and start placing my title. And again, I'm just taking the backing paper off just like a sticker, and then I'm kind of pushing this down because I wasn't sure. I've never used this adhesive before. I wasn't sure how sticky it would be, how it would work, but it did work pretty well. It kind of seemed like it wouldn't at first, and I was a little nervous. But nothing has fallen off and everything has stuck down, and I can't pull anything up off of it, so I think it's good. I'm going to go ahead and add the year my great-grandmother was born, which is 1910, and then I'm going to use that kind of green colored label from the sticker sheet, and I wrote down born in. So I have no idea when this picture was taken, but I really wanted to add the year that my great-grandmother was born. And that was the earliest photo that I had of her. So I went ahead and added that to that little label sticker. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tuck in some of these green floral pieces. And kind of get them where I want them. I'm not worried that I'm overlapping the photo a bit because remember, these are digital reprints of these photos, these are not at all the originals. So the originals are in museum quality archival boxes. And so now I'm just going to continue on. I wanted to kind of fill out this green area just a little bit, kind of fill it in a bit more. Now I'm going to go ahead and place my great-grandmother's name over that little floral cluster at the top. I decided to kind of do this, add the die cut, then the letters, and then go ahead and kind of fill in around. And again, I'm doing the same thing here, just putting a little bit of journaling onto that label sticker and then adding it in. And again, as I put those letters down, if you saw me struggling a little bit, that was me. That wasn't the product or the dies or anything. I maybe shouldn't have forced it this day to get this layout done, but I was super excited to put it together, and I really, really wanted it. I really was like, I was into it. I was in the zone. I wanted it done. So I'm going to go ahead and continue kind of sticking the flowers in and around. Now, I went back and forth about adding more to this layout. In the end, I add one little butterfly sticker, and that's it. But I'm flicking through the sticker book. Because of that beautiful stitching, I didn't need any confetti. The stitching kind of acts as my confetti. So I didn't add any kind of sequins or beads or Nuvo drops or anything. It didn't need it because I had that beautiful stitching as the base. So I'm just going to add that one little butterfly up at the top there. And that is where we are going to call our layout done. Fidget a little bit here, and for some reason I didn't speed this part of the video up, but it's not very long, so we'll be okay. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. If you are one of my members, you will see lots of new videos coming over the weekend. And we're also going to do a Rediscover Your Stash video over the weekend featuring letter stickers, so that'll be super fun too. I hope that you have a great day. I will see you all again very soon. Bye.